Yo, what is going on? You churned Chansey. I've been away for a few days, but I am now back. I'm gonna be back to streaming starting tomorrow, so go follow the Twitch stream if you aren't already, because I'm gonna be back to streaming over on Twitch starting tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is when I normally stream every day except Tuesdays, which is today. Then I was away a couple days before this day, but now I'm back. So yeah, more videos coming, and be sure to go check out the live stream. First link in the description, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Big shout out to Channel Fireball. I just want to give a big shout out to them as always. One of my sponsors. If you guys want to get better at the game and sign up for CFB Pro, where most of the top players write articles over there, or a lot of them do. And then also, if you guys need cards or anything, go check that out as well over at channelfireball.com. If you make any purchases over there, whether that be CFB Pro or getting yourself some new Chilling Reign cards, use code AzulGG. All right, let's talk some Dark Box. So like I said, I've been away for a couple days, so the meta's kind of changed a little bit. Some new decks have become popular and played a lot, this is one of them, this Dark Box list, but I haven't had any time to play with any of them. So once again, I'm borrowing a list today. So shout out to Vinny Fernandez, who just took down a tournament. I don't know which tournament Vinny took down. Vinny takes down a lot of tournaments, but took down a tournament with this Dark Box list. And I was like, well, Vinny won a tournament with it, so it's got to be a decent deck. Vinny's a pretty good player. Let's borrow that list. Let's show it off to you guys. Let me get some gameplay in here with the Dark Box. Like I said, I've been away for a couple days. I haven't really had time to play any games as of late, so playing some Dark Box today. Gonna give it a shot, see how it feels, see how it goes. I'm excited for Dark Box to be, I don't want to say back, because it was never really that good, but to be good maybe for the first time ever. Dark Boxes might be its moment, really, to be honest. So if you guys don't know how it works, we got Weavile in here with the Shadow Connection that allows us to move our basic dark energy around. The one card that came out that really allows us to, that really makes this deck good, is that Blissey V. With that Dire Flame Wings, getting an attachment of a dark energy from our discard pile to one of our Pokemon in play, or not one of our Pokemon in play, to the Moltres. And then with the Weavile, we can move that energy around and then attack with all these different options we have to attack with. It could be the Moltres, we could attack with the Zoro Greninja, or the Tyranitar Mega Sableye, or the Umbreon Darkrai GX, or we can use any of those attacks from the GX Pokemon, including even Weavile, through the Mewtwo, so we get access to the Mewtwo, so we can avoid being weak to fighting with the fighting Pokemon. Now we do have that grass weakness with Moltres, which is really nice actually to have that around, like up against like Rapid Strike decks and stuff. Then we can abuse the fact that we're not weak to fighting, and we have that Psychic typing to work with, which is once again pretty good against Rapid Strike. And then there's a 2/2 Sylvally in here as well to give some draw support through that disc reload, because one of the supporters that is so powerful in this deck to not only help us get energy in play, but find our evolutions and so on, or not only to help find our evolutions, but also get energy in play, is that red and blue, that tag team supporter, red and blue, which we can use on the Type Null or the Sneasel to get their evolution and 2 basic dark energy out of the deck and put those in play as well. So we can have really aggressive or very powerful turn 2s through that red and blue. Don't always get there, but that's what you kind of aim for, and that's why this is such a heavy tag call engine deck. 4 tag call, 3 red and blue, and they got 1 Guzmahala, a couple Malmana, and the only draw supporter in the deck really is this Professor's Research. That's it. No other draw supporter in the deck. And of course, there's 3 bosses orders to go with everything as well. And yeah, that's Dark Box if you didn't know what it was. And yeah, once again, shout out to Vinny Fernandez for the list. Definitely gonna be playing with this deck a little bit on stream in the future and making some of my own adjustments, see what I like and don't like. Once again, just kind of getting back into things. The meta's changed a lot, as it does when a new set drops in only a short amount of time. So let's go ahead, let's get into some games. All right, getting into our first one, our opponent is choosing whether or not they want to go first or second, and they let us go first. Which I think we definitely, actually, I don't even know. First or second, it's kind of close, actually. I don't know if we would want to go first or second. Probably first. I feel like first is probably a little bit better, though. Opening hand is add weak. Not a whole ton of options. We probably have to Dead Change to try and find some more options, to be honest. We could also just, like, grab Sneasel. It depends what our opponent's playing, I guess, right? And there's a Blissey. Sneasel into red and blue next turn is not bad. We definitely don't need Great Catcher, so I don't hate Sneasel into red and blue for, yeah, I kind of like it actually. So let's just go get Sneasel down, attach active, pass, and the next turn tag call red and blue. Plus we'll be able to grab something else out of there as well, and then we'll just get them with that Black Lance on the next turn, and they won't be able to 2-hit KO us, so then we'll have another turn to kind of play the research, find some more stuff, or we could even grab Mal and Lana plus the red and blue, then play the red and blue, do that whole thing. We're not gonna need a lot of boss. We'll probably give the boss and the, although I do want to attach the we'll see what our top deck is. We give it the boss plus the top deck. The Mountain Lawn is probably not that great. Oh, actually, now that they got a Path to the Peak in play, so we can't use Weavile's ability. So now we probably have to research. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to research here as they start to load up the energy on the Blissey. I see we top deck though. Got a calm. So now we could go tag call, grab. What do we want to discard? Probably this. Grab the red and blue, or we maybe just don't want to be able to. We maybe just don't want Mewtwo. And then I can calm away the Mewtwo. Grab Marshadow. Marshadow bump the stadium. Red and blue away the boss and the energy. All right, that works out just fine, I guess. And we got 3 Viridian Force in here for later to hopefully help us through. I guess we don't lose the Mewtwo. We don't lose the Mewtwo here. We're going to calm it back. I was like thinking in terms of like red and blue and away the Mewtwo, but if we do that, then we can't calm. We want to be able to calm, so this makes... I mean, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing here. Then we're red and blue. We can get the energy and play we need. Not a super aggressive start, but our opponent can't knock out our Darker Umbreon on the following turn, and we'll have 3 energy set up and play to work with, and then hopefully we can find a Moltres for the turn after, and then kind of just work from there, and we'll see what is up after that. But yeah, go ahead and get him with the Black Lance. We definitely want to get into that Dark Moon GX territory. We could even get enough energy in play to get the Zoro Ninja hitting for a lot of damage as well. It's also like a potential play we can look for. Might be a little bit difficult to get that much energy in play, to be honest, but we can definitely try and make it work. I actually haven't even seen the full art Blissey yet. I was like, what is that card? But yeah, it's just another Blissey. Here comes the Hapu. Hoping they just don't find the stadium, to be honest, because like it's a good, decent chance we get the Viridian Forest, but like we could also whiff, and I don't want to whiff, right? So hopefully we don't. Hopefully they just don't find a what's it called here. We don't have to worry about that. Here comes the Suspicious Food Tin, healing up some more HP. Blissful Blast, 120. Okay, so we can hit next turn. I don't really want to attack with Dark Umbreon though, so if we can just like retreat and attack with something else, that would be a little bit better. I don't think there's any switch cards in this deck though, so there's no way we're switching stuff around. The Mount Lana capture Mewtwo. Measle should come down here. Mewtwo should probably also come down here. Capture out. I was thinking about the Type Null, but I'm also thinking about the Moltres. But we have to make sure we can do something next turn. 1 Air Balloon in the deck. So I kind of feel like I have to go for the Type Null and then red and blue into the Silvally. Feels like the safest play here. What is the energy cost on this again? 5. Okay. Yeah, that feels like the safest here. And once again, we're in a situation where we're kind of hoping our opponent just doesn't get the stadium. I didn't have to bench Mewtwo there, did I? I could have actually tag called. I didn't have to bench Mewtwo there. Because now we need the stadium to also... Well, I guess if we're going to have to be able to move stuff around anyways, we're going to need the stadium no matter what. I could retreat. I guess I could have gone like retreat. I don't know. Maybe just giving the prize cards is fine. I could have gone like retreat, Moltres, energy, move the energy over. But then I just don't have any draw power on the next turn. I'm in kind of a similar spot. Yeah, I think just Black Lance. Another 150 going down. So we've built up 220 damage. They only have 80 HP left. They could actually definitely heal this thing out of range though, which is like the scary part right now is they could heal this thing out of range, which if they do, we honestly probably just want to attack with Weavile for the turn. We probably just want to attack with Weavile for the turn because they probably won't be able to 1 KO Weavile if they full heal. Well, now how much HP do they have left? Sheesh, actually, we still can't KO them. Oh my gosh, this is like really scary actually. How do we deal with this thing? It's a monster. Yeah, sheesh. This is absurd. Now they got the path to the peak as well. I think we're just gonna lose here. Man, Blissey is really putting in the work against the Dark Box. This is tough. This is a tough one. We didn't really get a super aggressive start. I feel like maybe I should have been a little bit more aggressive though. Now that I'm kind of seeing how this is playing out, I kind of wish I had maybe been a little bit more aggressive with like a Dede change turn 1 or something even maybe, because this is bad. This is real bad. I don't even know what I'm going to do here. This Blissey is hitting so hard and I don't think I can KO it. I could get, so we can top deck Viridian Forest, Silvally, T-Tar, hit T-Tar, and then a Moltres, and we can actually do 210. It'll be 2, 3, and then Moltres 4. Okay, so we could actually do that. So we have to hope to top deck Viridian Forest here to have a chance. We did. Okay, hold up. Wow. Nice. So yeah, T-Tar does 210. Okay, so T-Tar does 210. All right, so we're gonna grab T-Tar, and I want to like clean out the hand as much as possible. So I'm probably not gonna grab anything else, but put Viridian Forest away something as well. We need another card for the red and blue away, which probably is going to be the other Mewtwo, to be honest. I don't really like the idea of the other Mewtwo too much. Of the energy that is card for the Moltres. 2 more. Okay. I mean, sounds good to me. Oh, no. I miscounted, didn't I? Yeah, I miscounted here. I have too many cards. All right. This red and blue. get rid of these two. I actually could bench the T-Tar. I don't hate the idea of benching T-Tar here. It does do 250 with the Gigafall. If they get this in play, we can move. Well, then we have to move the energy back, which means we have Viridian Forest anyways. Maybe I just keep the Mewtwo around then. How many stadiums are they down? They're gonna be down 2. We'll have 2 Viridian Forest left. What's the most flexibility through the Mewtwo's? Hate it, I guess. All right, sure. Get out the Silvally. We do need the Moltres still, though. We don't have the Moltres yet, but we don't have that many cards left on our deck. We have the Dene, we have Calms, we have Quick Balls, we have the Moltreses. I guess if I want a Dede change, though. So now, actually, I think I should just get rid of the Mewtwo. If I have to Dede change, then I don't want the Mewtwo. We're just going to have to fail that. Attach, and then Silvally for 5 here. I get that 210 off. There's the Moltres. Very good. Dire Flames, 1 energy out. Go ahead and move some energy around. And I kind of want to just Dede change now, to be honest, because our opponent could just... be annoying, and yeah, be annoying, and put a stadium in play, which would be annoying. We have access to that 10, I believe. Yeah, so Gritty Crush. I think I'm just gonna Dede change to the Air Balloon like here, and then go and Dede change. I could have put on my active actually, to be honest, and then retreated in Dire Flame next turn if I wanted to. That was probably the better play. We do have access to Malolana because we got fortunate enough to hit the tag call, but I think I should have probably just put on the active in case I don't hit it, and because I don't want to burn more energy. Yeah, but the Greedy Crush working out here. That 210 coming in super clutch, allowing us to hit for that damage because nothing else really hits that hard. I mean, Ninja would have done 150. Yeah, so pretty big deal there to have the Greedy Crush there. There's a bunch of other cool plays you can do with the T-Tar as well. I mean, the Greedy Crush into the GXs and EXs is obviously super good. You can sometimes get up to the Gigafall. It's pretty tough. But with 3 Viridian Forest and the amount of energy recovery for our discard pile through the Moltres, it's not the craziest thing for her to pull it off. It is difficult though. It's not the easiest thing in the world to pull off. That's for sure. I don't think Guzman Hall is in the deck actually, so we can't get Viridian Forest to just kind of counter stadium our opponent if they get the what's it called here. But we can GX attack next turn. There's a reset step, so that might give us a Viridian Force actually. And we kind of do need it, to be honest, because if our opponent does just have a what's it called, we can't attack with Mewtwo if they do have that. So maybe I should have tried to set up something else to attack with, to be honest here. But no, it is just a Blissful Blast. But this is actually super good for us actually, the way this played out, because now we can actually just GX attack with the Dark Moon GX, take away the trainer cards from our opponent. I can't think of a better play. I think I'm just gonna go with the Dark Moon. I can't think of anything better, so I think we're just gonna go for it. There definitely could be something better, to be honest. I'm not saying this is the best play ever. Definitely possible there is better plays. Just gonna grab the rat here. Although I maybe want to leave that in the deck. Oh, they're not gonna really play Marnie, are they? Viridian Force away this guy. Grab another energy. Attach and oh, I have Silvally. I completely forgot that we had access to Silvally here because they didn't counter the stadium. So I'm just gonna draw as many cards as Silvally as possible, to be honest. Yeah, completely forgot. I do like keeping the boss around though. That is nice. Malolana is nice as well. Yeah, not complaining about this hand at all. So let's go ahead and let's use that Dark Moon GX. Oh, and see what we can get. See what we can get done with it. See if that is enough for us to maybe close out this game. That is our biggest attack in this kind of situation. So we're hoping that is enough. Get this calm. Get a. I mean, the air balloon's nice, I guess. Okay, there's 2 air balloons. I didn't really fully look at the list, I guess. I thought there was no switch cards in here, which wouldn't be terrible in my opinion, to be honest. But a couple switch cards in here. Blissful Blast for 60. We can heal all this with a Malolana, and we can actually thin out this hand really well as well to kind of just get it down to like nothing really left in the hand, and thin out the deck as much as possible. And I don't believe they're gonna be able to knock us out next turn, even with this is doing 130, 160. Yeah, so they can't knock us out next turn. So we can go with like. Play this real fast. Is there anything worth grabbing? The answer is no. Quick Ball away. The calm. Grab myself. Maybe this. And I could even calm away to Dene. And then I'm going to grab the other piece of Silvally. Because I think these are the 2 most useless cards. Mallow and Lana. Both of them away. Go into like the Weavile with this. Use Moltres real fast, and then also Valley for 4 here. Really thinning out the deck really aggressively here. Nothing else to get off the tag call, so we get rid of that. Keep the Viridian Force around. If we get stamped, we want to be able to play around the, what's it called? We have 7, 8 energy, 9. So we're so close to a 1-hit KO with the Dark Pulse, actually. We're insanely close. If we had Moltres out a turn sooner, we would actually have it here. So the question is, what do I want to attack with at this point? And I guess Moltres could get KO'd with an energy attachment. But then would I be able to... I'd probably be able to follow up KO. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and swing with Mewtwo here. Just hit as hard as possible. And this could be wrong. Just hit as hard as possible and see if they can recover from this huge blow. It's 270. We're at 1 energy away, actually. So yeah, if we'd gotten the Moltres out of turn sooner, or even next turn, we can just attach an energy and then we also knock this thing out. I mean, there's a lot of healing in the Blissey deck, but I don't think there's going to be this much in there. Also a lot of reset stamps, so they can't stamp us low. And even then, we only have 7 cards left in our deck, so what are they really going to stamp us into anyways, right? So looking really, really good here. Insanely good here. I don't think they're going to be able to close this one out. I think we got them here at the end. It looked pretty bad early on, to be honest. Yeah, it looked pretty rough early on. But that top deck Viridian Forest on that turn 3 or turn 4 or whatever, huge top deck there. And I think it's going to be enough for us to close this one out. I think we're going to be able to get the game here. I just don't see how my opponent makes a comeback in this one. There's a Hyper Potion, but they'd have to play down like 2 of those. And even if they play down 2 Hyper Potions, that is not enough to heal out of range of a knockout. Even if they fully healed, we just need energy, and then we're 1-hit KOing with the Dark Pulse. I was like mentioning, I don't think Dark Pulse ever gets that big. You don't ever really need it to. I guess you're never really big enough to want to KO VMAXs or anything, but and we didn't get that big for sure. But this is big, more than enough. This is more than big enough here. We don't really need a hit for more than this amount of damage. Yeah, we're gonna get the win here for sure. Just need to go ahead and retreat. I think we don't even need the extra energy. We just need to move an energy to the active, or I can just Viridian Forest probably. Attach, retreat, hit, and that's game. I did not think. I thought we were gonna really. I mean, we top deck that Viridian Forest though, and then oh, we're out of energy. Okay, well, we just do this. We're out of energy, but this works as well. I thought we had 1 left, but I think we have 1 prized. So 8, yeah. Goodbye, Blissey, and that's a dub. Yeah, I thought we were gonna lose that one for sure, but then top deck Viridian Forest got to the 210, which wasn't. Once we top deck Viridian Forest, it was pretty likely we got to the 210, but we just needed that initial top deck. We got there, and then yeah, got the dub. All right, here we go again. What an insane game 1. Let's see if we can match it in this game. That was crazy. That was crazy. Our opponent's going first this time, but I feel like going second isn't terrible with this deck. Ooh, the research start would have been nice, but I feel like actually, you know, the more I think about it, I think we probably want to go first and get a turn 2 red and blue and then be attacking with something. That's probably how we want the games to go most of the time, but it's not like a terrible thing if we end up going first. Unless we have a hand like this. This hand is not it. I can tell you that this hand is not it. Double Weavile when we kind of want a Dead Change usually isn't a good thing. And we're up against Eternatus, which is, I mean, probably just a bad matchup. I can't imagine we're winning this one very often. We'll see what we can do. We have no big charms. We can get to the Dark Moon, I guess. But we're a ways away from a Dark Moon. We're not Dark Mooning anything anytime soon. But they got a slow start, so maybe we can take advantage of that. Go with Quick Ball away, a Dark Energy here. Let's see what's in the deck. Like I said, I'm leaning towards wanting to go with that Dead Change. I want to get a Moltres off. I want to maybe even retreat to the Dene and leave that in the active. And then capture. I don't want to put capture on the Weavile, but I do want to capture something out here. It stinks to lose this capture energy, but I also want to just get more Dark Energy in play to get to that Dark Moon. I feel like it's so crucial to probably Dark Moon in this matchup. Having no experience with it, who knows for sure? Well, I don't know for sure. We do have another Weavile in the deck though, so I think I'm fine to go ahead and discard double Weaviles here. And I think getting the energy in play is going to be a little bit more important. I actually should probably do that right now. By giving up one of these Weaviles, we can just attach the Dark Energy to the Sneasel. And then give up giving up the capture doesn't feel great though. I don't know if this is correct, to be honest, at all. I don't know if this is correct at all, but it does not feel terrible. It doesn't feel terrible, I guess. Calm away. Mewtwo. Grab ourselves that Typenol. We want to be able to draw cards next turn. That's also very important. Dire Flame Wings. Typenol retreat. And gonna go with that pass. Not a bad turn 1. We got the Typenol, we got the Sneasel, got the Moltres. So I don't know. That seems good enough to me for a turn 1. We got stuff cooking here. And then hopefully we'll keep cooking for sure. Yeah, keep cooking for sure. Hopefully we can keep cooking. That's the thing for me. We have to keep cooking. We can't just like start cooking and not cook from there anymore. We got the Tank Call for the red and blue plus an attacker. We can get the attacker, and then we're gonna grab the we're gonna grab the Silvally, and then we're gonna have to hope to draw in. The bad thing is then we have to hope to draw into something. to get the, we have to hope to draw into the Weavile, or we could just attack with the Moltres, which actually isn't bad. It wouldn't be bad to just attack with Moltres next turn. So that's also like fine, to be honest. So we can also just go with that. Just be like, all right, we didn't really get the, I mean, maybe attacking with Moltres is just ideal anyways, no matter what. But I guess we maybe want to make them work for the knockout a little bit more. We'll see if they even get the knockout this turn. They had a really slow turn 1. We see they use Viridian Forest here to get rid of a Marnie. They had a really, really slow turn 1, so they might not have a whole ton to work with on this turn. We'll see. Here's the energy. I assume they have a research in their hand if they got rid of the Marnie like that, and they have such a big hand. I feel like what's it called really isn't happening here, but it could also still happen, I guess. The Crobat, but I just have a feeling Crobat's probably not happening. Dangerous Drill to get rid of my air balloon. That's pretty annoying, to be honest. Now I almost think we're definitely going to be attacking with Moltres here on this next turn, because we can also guarantee to attack with Moltres without Weavile, which is nice. So we got like an extra turn to set up Weavile, or to get Weavile going after we set up the Silvally, so it's not really that bad. And there's a boss, actually. They're going hard after my Sneasel. They do not like my Sneasel. They only need one more Pokemon here, so it's pretty likely that they get it. Pretty good knockout if they get the knockout as well. If they don't get this knockout, well, it's not very good for them. So they need to get this knockout. Here comes a Great Ball. It should hit them a basic Pokemon. There we go. All right. Goodbye, Sneasel. But like I said, kind of just attack with Moltres this turn. It's really not that bad to just attack with Moltres this turn. So not too put off by this, really, to be honest. It's like, okay, a little bit annoying, but as long as we get a Sneasel out next turn, which is a really good shot that we do, really not gonna be that big of a deal. And we can even attack with, no, we can't. Well, we could attack with like Moltres into Silvally, but that wouldn't get the knockout. We'd be like 20 damage short there, I think. So, or 30. That wouldn't be great. That wouldn't be, yeah, that wouldn't be that good, to be honest. So yeah, that's not that great. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and hit with Moltres here. They probably should have actually pinged my Moltres with that goon. Back-to-back boss here, though, for my opponent. Now, that would be a little bit scary, I think. So hopefully they don't get the back-to-back boss. They also only get one prize card off this when they go for this kind of knockout over the knockout on the Dedenne, to be honest. So that's also something that is, like, not terrible for us. Go ahead and grab the Mewtwo, grab the red and blue. Yeah, I think I want Mewtwo. Mewtwo just gives us most options. Makes sense to me. Red and blue. Get rid of these two. I think we can just attack with Moltres. We can use the ability. We can attach return. Get some more energy in play on this Silvally. And then we really just want that Sneasel out. That gives us the most options. If they boss KO Sneasel again, once again, it's not that bad, because then we just get the knockout with Moltres, and they can't even win the game next turn because they'll be at 4 prize cards remaining. So that wouldn't even be that bad. We did whiff. Okay, so whiffing is pretty bad. Whiffing the Sneasel is pretty bad, actually. So that, it's not good. I don't actually even know where we go from here now. This feels actually, now this feels pretty bad. I actually think we're in a bad spot now. All right. Burn 190. Whiff the Sneasel, like I mentioned. We whiffed the Sneasel, which seems like a pretty big deal. Now that I'm kind of playing through this, I don't think we're in a great spot. If we had the Sneasel out here, then we could like get the Mewtwo set up for sure, or go into another Moltres for the knockout. But now like the Silvally doesn't even KO the Eternatus. Like we're only doing, like I said, 120, which is just not enough to get the knockout. So what do we do on this following turn? We don't have any good options. This one seems like if they get the knockout on my Moltres, we might just lose. I guess it's possible they whiff, but there's a Quick Ball, so that's a Crobat. So yeah, that Sneasel chase ends up working out here pretty good because we don't have the follow-up Sneasel. If we had the follow-up Sneasel, you know, if they chase the Sneasel, that's fine, because then we just go back into Moltres, get the knockout. They can't win next turn. We're chilling. And if they KO the active, then we have Sneasel that can become a Weavile, that can set up a different attacker. Then we're chilling. And then we're fine. We don't have either of those, though. So we're not chilling. We're not fine. It's about as bad as it could possibly get. So what we're going to have to do here is probably send up to Dedenne while we build up more energy and play. And then go for like a Dark Moon knockout, or I don't know, something, or just get a knockout and hope it's good enough, because this is not the kind of spot that you want to be in at all. But yeah, we have to bring up to Dedenne and hope they don't have boss KO on my Mewtwo on the following turn, just win the game. And probably set up a fresh Mewtwo as well. Although that's not that big of a deal because we don't really play Big Charm or anything. So here comes a boss on my Silvally, but this is actually fine. Okay, so my opponent has once again kind of opened this back up for us to be in like a fine spot here, actually. They KO the Silvally, but now we can just get a Sneasel down. And once again, we're attacking with a 2 prize or follow-up. So unless they have boss KO on my Mewtwo on the next turn, which I guess they could, we're actually in a good spot. Well, I don't want to say a good spot. We're in a fine spot. We are, oh no, we top decked Weavile. Okay, now we're not in a fine spot. If we didn't top deck, well, oh, what a top deck. That is so, that's awful. That is terrible. What a terrible top deck. now I don't even know what we should do because of how bad that top deck was. What do we even do now? Literally want to top deck anything else. Literally anything else. That was literally the worst top deck we could top deck. Maybe do something like this to just thin out the deck and then hope the top deck Diesel. We're gonna get the knockout here, but I don't have any good 2 energy attacks, so we have to hope they whiff anyway. So I think we just have to hold out for a turn. Yeah, wow, what an awful. It would be nice if we had the capture energy still in the deck, because then we could get another Sneasel here. We don't. I definitely don't want to give them Viridian Forest because that can let them get energy. So I'm just gonna bench Fresh Mewtwo, attach to Fresh Mewtwo. And then, I mean, Dire Flame Wings, there's no reason not to, right? Yeah, what a what an unfortunate top deck. All right, burn for another 190. We get 3 prize cards to work with. But from there, we kind of have to hope our opponent doesn't have... Well, I mean, they could win this turn, so we definitely have to hope they don't have that. Well, there's a quick ball off the prize cards, though, so that can find a Sneasel. But then we're still sitting here for a turn, kind of not doing anything while we try and set up the Weavile. That we don't even have enough energy. Like, we need the second Moltres as well. Like, this is just kind of turned into quite a bad situation. There's the energy we were hoping they would whiff. They did not whiff the energy. Here comes a quick ball, so now they have the Pokemon in play to get the knockout. So, yeah. Looking pretty tough, but I would imagine this is what I would imagine the Eternatus matchup would look like, to be honest. Like, the matchup doesn't seem good. The matchup against Eternatus does not seem good. We're getting hit for 270. All of our Pokemon have maximum of 270 HP. They're 1-hit KOing us. We are not 1-hit KOing them. We can get one 1-hit KO, but they can get multiple 1-hit KOs. We don't have any reset stand for the late game or anything like that to slow our opponent down. So this is about what I would expect from this matchup, to be honest. So no, not too surprised. Not too surprised. Okay, we get Sneasel. We actually drew into a hand that's pretty good here. So we can look for... what we want to try and look for here is probably Boss plus Dark Moon, I think. And then we just Dark Moon while something's in the active Trap It, ideally, if they don't have the energy, so that way they can't use Switch, maybe. Sheesh. And then Hope, I guess, for the best from there. Use another Crobat. So they only have 1 Crobat left. If they fill up their bench, then they're bench locked. We'd have that working for us. Yeah, here comes that Dread End, though. They still have bench space to work with, so they didn't fill up their bench. They didn't bench lock themselves. Good on them. So we'll push the Mewtwo here. It's got the most HP, and our opponent has 1 prize card, so if they knock out anything, they win. Push Mewtwo here. Tag Call. Now, these 2... I mean, the Mountain Lanas can't be... The Red and Blues also can't be that good either, to be honest. Neither of them can be that good. We need the Moltres hit here. We definitely need the Moltres. And we need one of the boss, and we need a Dark Moon and hope they can't move. I mean, that's all I see. That's kind of a decent line of play. I'll probably get rid of the Mountain Lanas. I think I'd rather have the Red and Blue on the next turn. But even that, can that even win us the game? Like, can we even win? We get the boss. They have like a ridiculously huge hand. We whiff the boss. Attach. What do I even have access to for attacks? I could go Dark Moon here, but that seems kind of slow. We could Brave Buddies and just hope they don't have a basic Pokemon. Yeah, Brave Buddies, hope for no basic. Let's go for it. Brave Buddies, no basic Pokemon one time in the 8-card hand. Do they not have a yeah, do they not have a card? Do they not have a Pokemon card? We didn't even get to play a support of that turn either, so we only hit for 50 there. In my head, I was even thinking, okay, we're gonna do 120. But even then, we can't even piece together a two-hit KO. Oh, I should have quick balled for Moltres there. I was like talking about Moltres, and then I just didn't quick ball for Moltres. Getting an extra energy in play here could have been huge, actually. But there's the basic that is most definitely expected, and we're gonna take an L here in this one to the Eternatus. VMAX in the end. Yeah, definitely a rough matchup. This list is not equipped for it. You could maybe equip this list for it. You could have some big charms. Maybe there's some other attackers that'd be decent as well, but it's definitely gonna be a tough one, probably no matter what. But hey, bad matchups all around for every deck out there. Eternatus isn't the end all be all of decks right now, so it's not the deck you have to beat. But yeah, Dark Box, it feels pretty good overall. The deck flows, and of course, when the best deck in the format is weak to dark, that's gonna be a good position to be in. It's gonna be good to be dark type. So yeah, definitely a fun deck, always has been. The Moltres adds a ton of power to the deck as well, so pretty insane there as well. The Moltres is definitely the key to the deck the whole time. We just didn't have it before, but now we do. Hey, there's some viability with it for sure. See you guys tomorrow.